Hello, I tried out another recipe, Amish chicken it's called. The recipe says that it makes its own gravy while it's baking, and it did do just that. The gravy made itself while it was baking. Now first you need to decide which pieces of chicken you will use. You can use any pieces you like. I used chicken thighs. I used boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 5 of them. First you mix together the coating that you will use. I used 1.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, 3 to 4 tablespoons of pepper, 2 tablespoons of ground mustard, 2 tablespoons of garlic salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. That's what you will coat the chicken in, and then you put it in the baking pan. Before putting it in the baking pan, you should use a cooking spray so that it will not stick and it'll be easier to take out when it's done. So I did that. I coated it with a cooking spray. Now, what makes the gravy is the following. You take 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and 1 cup of water. You whisk those together so that they're well mixed. And then you pour that over the chicken that you have coated in the flour mixture. The oven should be preheated to 350 degrees. Put it in for, the recipe said an hour to an hour and a half. I had it in for about an hour and 15 minutes. In the background, you can see how it turned out. It turned out very well. It was very tasty chicken, very easy to make. So I do recommend the recipe. Now, following, there will be a video demonstration of how to make this recipe, so stay tuned. Hello, I have another recipe to share. This is one I've not tried before. It's called Amish chicken. You can use any pieces of chicken. I've got 5 skinless, boneless chicken thighs. The recipe says that it will make its own gravy while it bakes, so we'll see if that actually happens. First thing you do is get the coating ready. So we're going to have 2 cups of flour. And that's about 2 cups of flour. Going to use some garlic salt, a couple tablespoons. Some garlic powder, about another tablespoon. Some ground mustard, about a tablespoon or 2. A nice amount of just pepper. Mom always used quite a bit of pepper. And about a tablespoon of salt. Now, we will now mix that together. Let me grab my spoon. Now mix that together, and this is what we will coat the chicken with. Once the chicken is coated, it will go in the baking dish. That first needs to be coated with cooking spray. So I'm doing that right now. All right. Now we're going to coat each piece of chicken and then put it in to the baking dish. Coat it nicely in the flour mix. Put it in there and roll it around a little bit, each piece, so it's nicely coated with that flour mix. Okay, make sure it's well coated, the whole piece. That's 3, we've got 2 more to go. Just roll it around in the flour so it gets nice and coated. And last piece. Okay, and the last piece. Now, what is supposed to make the gravy as it's baking is this mix. This is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and 1 cup of water. You whisk those together so they're mixed together well, and then before we put it in the oven, this gets poured over the chicken. It does look like it'll maybe make a nice gravy, but we will see. All right, now it will go in the oven and bake. It says for an hour to an hour and a half or until golden brown. So I'm going to keep checking it throughout, but I'm figuring probably at least an hour. So we'll see how long it actually takes to bake, and we'll be back when it is done baking. Okay, well, we're back. The chicken is done baking. Took about an hour and 15 minutes at 350 degrees. This is how it looks. It did make its own gravy. It's a little thin, but it did make its own gravy. And now, the test, the taste test. Oh, it's very tender. That is good chicken. So Amish chicken, very easy to make. This is my first time making it, and it turned out well. Very easy recipe, very straightforward. So I would recommend trying it out. All right, well, that's all for this time. Thanks.